can't sleep with Lefto, you know, he keeps you on edge, on time, in it. He's a collector, he's a progressive DJ. He's like, there's very few of those. Well, musically, he's a crazy guy. He's 5 people in one. He's like a child. He's like he's 16 all the time.
Ik ben Lefto. Ik ben al 20 jaar curator, radiomaker en DJ. Ik reis de hele wereld rond op mijn eigen manier. Ik ontmoet gepassioneerde en getalenteerde personen. En deze wil ik echt met jullie delen.
This is like the heart of London, man. This is the real London, which is working class, poor people working hard to make a living, you know? There's no glitz and glamour here. There's no, you know, there's no big lights and stuff like that. This is real people trying their hardest to unite and stay together and keep what they've got, the little that they've got, you know, and this is what this area represents. Big Ben is nowhere near here. So if you're coming to look for don't come. This is not Big Ben here. So that love of London, that's not real. Most of the people that live in that London aren't from London. They're from everywhere else. They want to just move in London because it's cool. This is real. This is heart. This is home. This is where I grew up. You know?
Wel, Londen is voor mij de stad, de muziekstad. Londen heeft mij altijd geïnspireerd qua muziek, qua artiesten, qua radio vooral. Het is een echte machine, Londen. Je voelt dat ook. Je komt naar Londen, je wordt gewoon voorbij gelopen door iedereen die gaat werken. Je komt toe en je kan er gewoon niet volgen. Je zit zo van, wow, hold on.
This is the place that brought you drum and bass. This is the place that brought you punk music. This is the place that brought you dubstep. This is the place that brought you acid house. This is the place that brought you rave culture. This is the place that it all comes. You know, people say Manchester to a degree, but it was all London.
The London music scene is so diverse. There's so many different cultures in London. It just spreads, and that's across the music. So in London, you have people from, whether it's across Africa, South America, Europe, it's all here, and I feel like it's influenced a whole different kind of sound that I feel is coming out of here.
This city is beautifully multicultural, and people find a way of living together. So you can have a council estate here, and opposite you're going to have, like, you know, a millionaire living next door. And this basically means that things are less segregated than they might be in other places around the world.
I'm a mixture of cultures myself. My mother's Chinese and my father's English, so I've always had a little bit of a taste of both of those cultures. And then going to school, all my friends were from different heritages, were from different countries. It's probably harder for me to see the significance of it because I'm just used to it, you know?
Growing up in London, you can't help but be influenced by different cultures and different sounds and different elements because it's such a melting pot. It's really a melting pot. You grow up in school with people from all different walks of life, and subconsciously that just filters into your creations, and that's what I felt. London is like an amazing place because it's a feeling. It's a sense of community. It's a sense of, it doesn't matter where you're from in the world. If you're from London, you kind of connect, and we take different influence from that's fine to take different influences from other people, but it's all British, it's all UK, London especially, you know, so.
Charles Peterson is een van de radiopioneers in Londen. En ondertussen is hij een van de meest beluisterde radiopresentatoren op BBC Six Music. Brownswood is het label van Charles Peterson. Het is ook de plek waar ik elke keer als ik in Londen ben kom slapen, kom eten. kom leven eigenlijk. Want ik zit vaak hier en niet in London City. Ik zit vaker hier, ik hang hier in de tuin. Ik werk hier ook. En dan luister ik naar heel veel muziek hier met Giles. In de basement vandaag Muramasa, jong opkomend talent uit de UK. Forte, jonge producer uit Amerika. Daime Arosena, dat is wat de zangeres van het moment. Myself, ik speel straks ook wat Strictly Vinyl. Wat zeer uitzonderlijk is tegenwoordig. En DJ Die uit Jakarta, Bali, die zal er ook bij zijn. En dat allemaal straks in de basement Boiler Room sessie live. Wauw! Boiler Room is eigenlijk een organisatie die DJ's uitnodigt om hun ding te komen doen. Het wordt allemaal gestreamd, online. Het begon als een dinsdagavond weekly show en het is uitgebroken naar een wereldwijd fenomeen eigenlijk.
This is, you ready? All right, Lefto in the basement. Daime on the way.
Selfish desires are burning like fires among those who hoard to go as they continue to keep the people asleep and the truth from being told.
Attention, it's not hard to decipher. And after the horns, you can check out the cipher.
Okay, so this is the final. This is the finale.
Ole, oh, finale.
This is the finale of our very first Brownswood Basement session with Boiler Room since we've restarted here. I'm so happy you're playing and you're going to do a little something. I know you've been in this basement before just practicing, but this is with drums, bass and keyboards. Daime Arosena. Let's go, guys.
You know, with her I found this amazing soul. I've never kind of come across someone so mature for someone so young, yet someone so young for someone so mature. It's like she's just a wild, one-off, incredible person. For me, she's not even in the scene. She's just one of those like whirlwind artists that come up once in a generation in a way, you know. For me, London's really important because its turnover is the quickest anywhere in the world. So when there is a movement in fashion or music, you feel it first in London. That's how I feel about it. It's active. That's the thing, it's constantly active. Pirate radio has been a huge part of London as well, because pirate radio is always reinforming the people who haven't yet decided that they want to listen to the radio online or want, you know, sort of the specialist way. You know, you've got to always think about how you're going to get the normal people into your thing, you know, and so sometimes I think the rest of the world forgets that you've got to do basic, you know, day-to-day work, and you've got to bring people in. And so here, the pirate radios do a lot of that.
Ik vind de radio in Londen heel inspirerend is. Veel meer inspiratie uit te halen dan eender waar op de planeet. Heel goede radioshows. Ik denk aan NTS, ik denk aan Rinse, ik denk aan Radio 1, ik denk aan One Extra. Worldwide FM die eraan komt. Het zijn allemaal radiozenders waar dat je echt wel heel veel inspiratie uit kunt halen.
You know, whenever there's something that becomes already too well known, then there'll be someone who's going to come along and create a new, even sort of weirder version of it. That's why there's about 10,000 versions of house music in this country, you know. There's always going to be some new sort of, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just variations on a theme, but it's about belonging to something that is yours. Personally, it's my piece of art. You know, if I was an artist, or this is my canvas every week. So every week it's kind of like, okay, well, these are the colours, this is my journey, and this is how I see the world musically. So I listen and pick up and discover, and then I just sort of put it all into a 3-hour painting. That's really what I do. I come in with all my colours, which is usually about 200 or 300 pieces, and then over a 3-hour show there might be 60 colours that are painted, you know. Some are abstract, some are more straightforward.
And all, this is wonderful now.
At the end of the song, just do, hey, this is Ed, you're listening to Giles Peterson Worldwide. Okay, we're going to...
I'm Ed Moulton, and you're listening to Giles Peterson. I was trying to do the Pete, but yeah, I couldn't.
I think if you're a DJ, it's quite easy to lose your discipline and to be spoilt, you know, by a very easy lifestyle of just travelling around and playing these kind of one-off nights that seem so important at the time, but actually a few days later it's gone and forgotten, you know. It's just... Whereas radio's got a little bit more longevity. You know, you can listen again. In the old days, people would tape it. They've got the cassettes of it, so it's kind of got some sort of substance to it. So I think I like that about radio.
Oh, he's got it. What is it? Charles Austin?
Charles Austin is this one, yeah.
Het is altijd hier dat de meeste aandacht wordt gegeven aan radio. Interviews, sessies, is iets heel normaal in de UK voor radiostations. Wat bij ons een beetje aan het verdwijnen is. Zo die exclusiviteit, het exclusief materiaal voor de radio, sessies. Iemand komt live in de studio. Dat verdwijnt allemaal bij ons. Gewoon ook omdat er veel minder budgetten zijn voor zo'n dingen. Maar in de UK is dat nog altijd zeer present.
Charles Austin and Voices, Peace on Earth. If someone's got a copy of that, I will gratefully receive it.
Het is typisch aan de UK en daarom zijn al die tastemakers hier zo belangrijk. Dat zijn figuren, dat zijn bepaalde mensen die alles gaan bepalen voor de rest van de wereld. Ik denk aan mensen als Charles, ik denk aan mensen als Benji, ik denk aan mensen als Zane Lowe op Beats One.
I would say London's got a unique energy to it. Without trying to describe it in words, you can kind of feel that energy when you listen to some of the sort of London-based music, i.e. grime, you'll sense it. I think that's the best way to try and get an idea or a feel for what London's about musically.
Even though this is venomous, I inject you with medicine. I'm the cure and it's evident. What the fuck are you telling me? Pour me some of this Hennessy.
Grime is voor mij een typische UK-genre. Een mix tussen UK garage, dat is zo'n snelle R&B van hier, en het rauwe. Ja. Het grimy, van waar het woord ook komt eigenlijk. Grimy hip-hop. Rapmuziek die in de kelders of in de garageboxen gemaakt wordt.
Finally, the UK found its hip-hop voice, and that is what grime is, really. I think for years, the hip-hop movement in the UK was very much in the shadow of America, but really when Dizzy Rascal and Wiley came along with their own movement, that was kind of our original voice of the street through rap.
It was just an expression that came out of not having much, coming out of poverty. We had rubbish equipment, dreadful microphones, no radio stations, no one knew how to make music, no one was like trained musically, and they made this genre out of it. So it's the idea of using what you can to make this thing, and that's what grime music is, you know?
Being a product of this environment, London, a very concrete, sort of built up, very fast-paced, highly strung kind of mentality. I think you'll notice that grime has a quite up-tempo and almost a fierce kind of energy to it, and I think that's quite representative of his surroundings in London.
Girls everywhere, girls in the club, looking at me trying to make a black man blush. Girls on the high street, girls on the bus, but these niggas wanna hang.
Daarnaast heb je dan iemand als Barney die zeg maar het volledig tegenovergestelde maakt. Super rustige muziek, heel soulful.
In a space where aliens can't as well living. I ain't been living the fact that I just been spitting has got me in that predicament. Everything that I'm.
Ik heb heel veel respect voor de jongen, want in tijden dat er een zekere stijl, een kleur van hip-hop is in de stad hier in Londen, maakt hij volledig iets anders. Iets jazzy, iets meer laid back. En ik heb daar heel veel respect voor. Want het zijn mensen die zo out of the box denken. En die verdienen de aandacht, vind ik. En Barney is zeker zo'n iemand.
Life is difficult when you are in those areas where the majority are poor. And I think through the hardship there is positives where you are connecting with people and getting to know different cultures, but in the hardships it's also difficult. It's also, you know, the lack of money, the lack of opportunities, the lack of leaving the area. You grow up in this place where it's very stressful. You're trying to make ends meet. You have a lot of bills, you have a lot of stresses, you have a lot of debts, you have children, and it's constant, you know. And that's the harsh part of it. It's fast paced. You can't stop. There's no time to have a rest to ask yourself if you're okay. You have to keep going. Like growing up here, it's definitely like a crux of my music. Like the main reason, the source of it, a huge inspiration is because a lot of the things I talk about is biographical. It's about where I'm from, about the areas that I'm from, the people that I knew. And this was such a big area for me. And so it's a big inspiration, this place. Look at
Yeah, same here. Oh, you too.
Jack, yeah?
Can I have
Yeah, of course you can.
Thank you very much.
Areas like this is cool when you're young because of the sense of community. Like people don't have much, so people kind of unite a lot. So when I was younger, I loved it. Like I loved playing out and playing with my friends and going to the park and stuff. As you get older, you start seeing more and more. Start seeing the poorness come through. Oh my days, Miss Alexandra. My God, yes, this is. Sorry, miss. Sorry, I'm Barnabas. I was. How are you doing? Lovely to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm alright.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm shooting a documentary. Yeah, from Belgian television. I know you're probably busy. Yeah, Belgian television. I'm a musician now. Yeah.
A musician.
Yeah. So yeah, I just came to have a look at primary school. This is crazy. Amazing. Have a lovely day, miss.
Yeah.
Have a good one. See you later. Who was that? My old teacher. How is she still at the school? That's, bro, like she was there when I was 5. So she's been there for over 20 years. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. I think in the media and in middle-class society, they kind of make it seem like these kids in poorer neighborhoods are just inherently bad. Especially black youths, yeah? Black boys. They're scary, there's knife crime, they're violent, they're loud. I'm scared. If I'm walking on the street as a person, I'm gonna be scared of seeing them because they're gonna attack me or whatever, right? But the media never ever looks at it from their point of view. Them being scared of the middle class person that's educated. And there is fear. I'm scared of being dumb. I'm scared that I can't articulate what I'm trying to say to you. I'm scared that I don't have an education like you do. I'm fearful. So it's not fear on one side, it's fear on both sides. But it's never painted out for the other side. It's they're the baddies, they're the ones that are aggressors, they're the bad people. But it's no, like they're also really scared. They don't know how to talk. I can't articulate myself to you. I can't tell you how I'm feeling right now. I can't tell you that my mom was working 3 jobs. I can't tell you that we're struggling to pay the light bills. I can't tell you all these things because it's not taught to do that. And I can't tell the police anything if I get robbed or get into problems because I'm snitching. I can't, you know, I have to fight all the time. I'm always looking over my back. I'm paranoid. I'm self-medicating, so I'm taking weed as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing as much alcohol as I can. I'm trying to escape this thing. But I can't tell you that because I'm not in the media. I'm not the majority. I can't articulate myself. So I'm just the baddie. And they stay in this area. You saw, you guys saw what that is, bro. It's chicken shops, it's betting shops, it's pawn shops, it's loan shops. That's it. That's all that's there. So I kind of battle between the two, you know, the positives in terms of culture and sounds and stuff that come out of this melting pot, but also the paranoia, the fear that also comes through that. And I'm pretty transparent about that in my music. But one thing I did say was I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to lie about what I am or who I am. And I think that's why music came. And my choice of instrumentation and making this kind of music wasn't my doing. It was Alpha, pretty much. Alpha started making jazz hip-hop beats, and I just had to rap to them.
Been waiting more than a minute. Regrets got me in the air like quitting. And I ain't even really scared to say I love you. And then your train approached and I suppose I got timid.
So he wasn't making grime beats, I had no option. It was like, all right, well, so we're doing, all right, cool, let me try it out. And I think through that, I found that I had more time to say things. And I wasn't good, like I was bad, I was really bad, but I worked really hard. I was dreadful, bro, like awful, like really. I wouldn't have, it's bad, like embarrassing. That's how bad it was. And Alpha always kind of had faith in my ability to work hard, to always want to be better. And stories, I love telling stories.
1, 2, 3, everybody just vibe just a little, 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 vibe just a little.
I suppose me and Tom kind of like from quite different backgrounds, but I think with music it kind of just opens people up, man. And as long as you're being honest to yourself, I think that's the most important thing. And I think people connect to honesty, and Tom's like, especially, his music is just honest music, like very pure, that kind of thing. And everyone I work with, Alpha, is exactly the same thing, you know? It's the idea of honesty, and I think that connects no matter where you're from.
You're defining yourself with this stuff, as we were saying with Rob yesterday, is kind of, but equally, anyway, I think a break
At your age, do you still...
Oof, that's hard. That's a hard comment. My God, at your age, that's already bad.
At your age, Charles. No, but do you...
Not that much younger. It comes quick, mate. The 40s goes real quick.
I'm following.
Seriously.
Next.
The interesting thing about this place is that apparently it's an in-between place for ticket, so they don't get parking people here. So I've parked here and not got a ticket before. Important things to know when you drive, but then you don't drive. Unbelievable.
I don't have to know. You might like this one. It's probably something for you, Mr. GP. I needed this.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, organs.
About that. It's not even on digital, is it, that record?
No. Never seen it.
So how much is that?
20?
You just missed a good one. Just saying. But you know what? I think you messed up today. Because you went through the gospel and breaks bit or whatever that bit over there.
I had that one in my hands.
Oh, you had it in your hand.
And I was going to ask you if you knew about this.
I know,
record.
and I saw you had it, and then I waited for the moment for you to put it down.
Why?
And move on. But this, for your radio show, it's got more samples on it than you would care to think of. This will keep you busy forever.
I always think of slow blues, foxtrot, and loud drum beating as the only possible form of jazz. There are many.
Anyway, I got it for you. So that's for you. That's for your pal. You'll be happy to hear. Right, give me something now. Huh? You gotta give me something. Yeah.
There you go.
That's a killer.
Cumbia in Colombia.
Mad jazz cumbia.
Quantic style.
Wow. And I didn't know this. This is really good. This is the kind of stuff I've got kind of crappy MP3s on. I haven't got a lot of that original music on. Disco. Yeah, you'll rip it for me. Very good, man. That was immediate, wasn't it? Just like the moment. Yeah, heavy.
Worldwide. This is a worldwide sound.
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of cumbia, but with an extra dose of free jazz in it. And slightly out of key. It's great. I think you've got your baby, man. That's the one.
I don't want to...
That's the one.
That's hip-hop. Whoa.
Brazilian. It's Brazilian, right?
Yeah.
Wish the sleeve. This is a very sick, very Lefto record. I can really hear you playing that, dropping it for 30 seconds, you know, using it like a break, right?
Tu m'as donné l'autre, allez, je te le donne. Je te le paye, man.
It's a Lefto record.
Allez.
OK, you pay for that and I'll pay for this one.
Huh? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, great, OK, deal.
That's a good deal, man.
It's a good deal for me.
Oh,
and this one as well.
And hang on the camera.
And this one as well, right?
No. Henry Wu is een jonge producer hier in Londen. Die al jaren bezig is. Heeft al een paar releases uit als Henry Wu. En hij heeft nu ook een jazzband, eigenlijk, die wij vroeger Henry Wu Trio noemden, maar die eigenlijk nu Youssef Kamal Trio heet. Youssef is de drummer, Kamal is eigenlijk Henry Wu. En voor mij is de brug heel snel gemaakt eigenlijk tussen Henry en Youssef, van Youssef Kamal, gewoon omdat het blijven dezelfde akkoorden van Henry Wu's muziek, zeg maar zoiets. Even opzetten. Je hoort de synths en dat is het werk van Henry Wu. En dan aan de andere kant heb je dan dezelfde soort, een beetje hetzelfde, maar dan op zijn Youssef Kamals. Ook weer de akkoorden, etc. Maar daarnaast wel het veldrummen van Youssef natuurlijk. En Youssef maakt het gewoon af eigenlijk.
From my point of view, what Youssef and I are doing are basically just taking all the influences that we've grown up on and putting it into something fresh.
Playing with Henry, sounds cliche, but it's a telepathic thing for me. It's our understanding of each other without necessarily words. So a lot of the music that's created is by both of us just exploring our instruments together on a duo, and none of it's written, it all just comes out, and a lot of the tunes are kind of arranged in that kind of form where we just play and it just happens, and we seem to know where it's going to go naturally.
Off the energy of the time and the place, and I think that's what, for us, music's about. For me, it's what it's about anyway. I think preparing too much for it takes away from, you know, just the spontaneity of just being somewhere and just soaking up what's around you. I think, you know, when we go to shows, we don't have that kind of preparation. We turn up, we look at each other, and we just let it happen. I mean, it sounds like some sort of fantasy or some sort of romantic idea, but it's just how it is, you know.
When you listen to Yousef Kamal, you're kind of, you know that Henry Wu is like a DJ, so he kind of gets the breaks, he gets those kind of chords, structures. So if you're looking for something really complex, you don't really get that with them. They're more like a groove-based band, but who are really finely coming out of club culture. And I love that, because that's really how I got into music, and it's authentic, it's uniquely British. This isn't something that would be made in LA. This is like British. This is music that's come through broken beat, come through pirate radios, come through grime, come through all that, and suddenly it's turned out into this kind of 3-piece that can become a 5-piece kind of power machine.
Yousef, you get this kind of, just this energy, it's just something else, you know. When you come to a Yousef Kamal show, you'll see what Yousef's about when he jumps on that kit, because it's dangerous, causing a lot of people problems, I think, in the industry. So I think people probably ain't even ready for him yet. I think the energy's too much for people, so.
When they're going and they're letting go, nothing's like it. I mean, when they did the Worldwide Awards in January, I was absolutely knocked out. I hadn't heard anything from the UK with as much sort of power and swagger as I did with these guys. So I had to immediately try and get them signed up.
It's the spirit of being free, man. It's like when we're playing, half the time we don't even know what we're playing, but it goes to somewhere new, and that's exciting. Sometimes it don't work. Sometimes with improvisation, it can go a journey you're not sure about, but a lot of the time it's like it just keeps you on the toes. For me, that's what I enjoy doing, being spontaneous, and I feel Yousef Kamal is a vessel for that expression.
Yeah, I think that was a wrap, guys. I think that was a wrap.
Thought process, I'm tired if I'm being honest. I'm tired of being honest. See, time ain't got no profit, man. Hamid Islamic, no brother, I ain't even on it. I feel terrorized by areas that I was once belonging. Longing for the confirmation from a generation that loved the Obama, didn't even watch the inauguration. It's blatant. Is it real? See, brothers know the deal. We won't pick up a book, but a look will get us killed. I'm shook on how I feel. When I see a group of black guys rolling at night, I disguise myself in guilt alleyway. No, never die, better get a cab in case they acknowledge you, remember you from them flats. You left them in it, Barney. Focused on goals that will exceed them, Barney. Feel better than them and their dreams, Barney. Hardly. I suppose in my defense, I separated myself. We went to school and they on a different seabed, see. Bed see them, see. Me see lies, see my see men. The fact that I struggle with the mentality of the ends, but still look like I suppose it's easier to pretend that. I never knew him. I never knew him, but knew him wasn't the easiest place to be affluent. Influence was something that I need. I suppose in that sign, something told me to leave.